The third generation iPad, otherwise known as the new iPad, as Apple advertised it back when it was new, or the iPad 3, was released on March 16th, 2012 in most countries, while being delayed until as late as July 20th, 2012 in other countries, China being the last to get it. However, it was discontinued on October 23rd, 2012, being 10 years ago as of making this video, and is regarded by many tech enthusiasts as the worst iPad ever. What was wrong with the iPad 3 that caused it to get discontinued so quickly and be the worst iPad ever? Let's get into that. When the iPad third generation was launched, it brought three new main features to the iPad over the iPad 2. An improved 5 megapixel rear camera that can record 1080p video, as you can tell here. And instead of the previous 7/10 megapixel rear camera that records 720p video on the iPad 2, LTE connectivity, and improved A5X processor that was marked Apple's first X chip, and the first time they didn't debut chips that would later be used in iPhones and in iPads first, and a Retina display, meaning that you cannot see the pixels on the screen, unlike with older iPads and the iPad Mini 1, or more specifically, you can't count pixels. At a price point of $500 US dollars for the base 16 gigabyte Wi-Fi model. It also came in 32 gigabyte and 64 gigabyte capacity options and cellular versions too. Initially launched with iOS 5.1. However, many tech enthusiasts hated the iPad 3 when it was new because its new features brought many sacrifices over the iPad 2. The battery life was slightly worse. The new iPad was thicker, and some people even reported the A5X chip to be slower than the A5 and the iPad 2. Also, Apple got into some legal disputes with Great Britain and Australia over the iPad 3 cellular technologies, and it was infamous for overheating. When iOS 6 launched the following September, the iPad 3rd generation also became the first iPad to officially support Siri. However, on October 23rd, 2012, the 3rd generation iPad was discontinued by Apple and was replaced by the 4th generation iPad, which fixed many of the issues with the iPad 3, likely fixed the iPad before the higher-end iPad before the holidays, and it introduced the Lightning port to highest-end iPads. They debuted the first iPad made that same day. It was obviously a lower-end one, and to terminate their legal disputes. The 3rd generation iPad still did proceed to receive software updates until September 2016 with iOS 10, even though the iPad 3 really should have not gotten as far as iOS 9. It was dropped alongside the iPad 2. However, the cellular models did get iOS 9.3.6 in July 2019. However, you may not think that the iPad 3 has much of a legacy. However, think again. The iPad 3 still sold very well and was beloved by many people. In fact, for my 6th birthday back in March 2014, I got an iPad 3 to replace my iPad 1 that had died the prior November, as I still wanted a bigger iPad despite me having my iPad Mini 1, which would shatter soon after to the point that I couldn't use it anymore. I used it as my main iPad until Christmas of 2016 when I got an iPad Air 1, and I had made to replace the iPad. One iPad was for sale, the other was from my grandmother. The iPad 3 was a great iPad while it was my main iPad, though I encountered storage issues as mine is only 16 gigabytes. It didn't get iOS 10, which I later found out that I was missing out on much of that, and when it shattered back in December 2015, decided the screen is still actually working fine to this day. I also have fond memories of this iPad. I remember playing lots of games and watching lots of YouTube videos on this thing when I was younger. I remember bringing this iPad lots of places, including my school and electronics days, leaving at Lowe's once thinking I would never get it back, and a waiter at a restaurant that I ate once jokingly, obviously I ate at the restaurant, not the waiter, jokingly asking me if my iPad was for him. It really wasn't for me anymore at that point, as that was right before I upgraded from this iPad 3. In fact, I even ran my entire YouTube channel on this iPad back when I read Berenstain Bears books instead of making tech videos back in 2016. From recording to uploading my videos, I didn't edit my videos back then. Even after I upgraded from my iPad 3, I still use it as a side iPad in early 2017, late 2018, and early 2019. Even when I began making tech videos back in December 2018, I still featured this iPad some, and just one of those videos is still the fourth most popular video on my channel, despite how bad that video is. If you're an Apple collector looking for a 3rd generation iPad for your collection, they are not expensive to get either, costing usually between $40 and And for what you get, these aren't bad collector's items. As always, I hope you all enjoy this video. Please interact with stuff below soon. Dislike button. As always, I'm the Actions Family, and peace out.